Okay, tubers, how you doing today? This is the SM Reader, and we're going to be working on Andy Shepard's bass. Now, most of you out there don't know Andy Shepard, but you should. He is he's a very good bassist, plays upright bass and electric bass, and he's also a very good mandolin player. And in Northeast Ohio, he's played with many, many, many bands. My hair looks like poo. He's played with many, many, many bands. And still does. So what we have is a separation issue with Andy's bass. The top is separating from the ribs. And you can see he has the classic magazine, I think it's Penthouse, or no, this is the Scene magazine maybe, stuck in there to keep it from vibrating while he's playing. And you can see where the rib is totally popped out from the top. See, that's the top of the bass. And down here, we had done a repair and we used hide glue. Well, when it gets warm, hide glue tends to seep a little bit. And Andy was playing up at Kelly's Island, I think, or maybe Nelson's Ledges, Quarry Park, and he picked up some sand in his glue. So I don't know if I'm going to clean that out. It's probably going to take off most of the finish if I do, but I'm going to see what I can do about it. And let's see here. I don't think there's any other separation. Oh, yeah, there's some right here. Right there, we got some separation. You always check these corners. I already know this corner's loose. And yeah, that one's a little loose. Top. Nope. So, let's get her taken apart. I'm going to put you up in the tripod right over there. But we're going to get her taken apart, and we're going to glue her butt up. And that's what we're doing today. And I might say, Andy bought this bass almost 2 years ago. And he is a working musician, and we love our working musicians. So we're considering this warranty work. It's not going to cost Andy a dime. He did buy this bass here, brand spanking new. And if a seam let go, even though it's really not our fault, it's a humidity problem, we're going to make it right. Alright, well, the first thing we need to do is put that gray pad, which is right here, piece of foam rubber, up underneath the tailpiece, so that when the tailpiece drops when we loosen the strings and the bridge hopefully falls the right direction, it doesn't mark anything on the instrument. Then, we've got our handy-dandy Makita, I think it is, yep, drill, and on the end I got a piece of PCV that's slotted and glued to a bolt. And I think it's glued and bolted. So this is how we do a quick removal of these strings. Let me tilt you down here a little bit and center your screen up. There you go. Move this a little bit here. As we run the bass into different things like the vise. Boom, 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 boom. Alrighty. There you go. So we take this, we go to the G string, and loosen. D string. And loosen. A string. And loosen. And E string. And loosen. Now you just heard that bass relax. It kind of popped. It went boop. That's that instrument relaxing. Now I can pull the bridge. And I can remove the pickup, or the jack for the pickup. I don't know who makes this. I think it might be LR Bags, but this is a standard bass pickup. It goes up underneath here. Some people run two of them, one for the bass side, one for the treble side. And then this goes up between two strings, and there's your jack. Okay, we're going to glue this seam up right here. She's pretty out there. So, some of the tools we're going to need. Small wooden drift coated with cellophane tape so it doesn't stick. I have a little plastic paddle to apply the glue, and a little tray with a little bit of glue in it. This is just a string tray, you know, pack of strings comes in it.
So you're not using hide glue?
We've got spool clamps. So, and then what we do is we pop this up like this and work this in here, and that opens our seam up on both sides. And bring you guys down here real quick.
So you're using Titebond?
That's what you said to use.
Yeah, I thought you wanted to use the other.
Well, I kind of did, but you said Titebond.
Well, it's just because if I was doing it, if you wanted to use it, it's up to you, but you're already going for it.
Yep, I'm already on it. So, as you can see, right here, the seam is totally separated. And she is separated back to right about there. And that's why we use the thin piece of plastic. And all the way up to, focus, there we go. All the way up almost to the corner on the treble bout. Focus. There she goes. I don't know, there she goes. So put you back up on here and you guys can see how we do this. Oh, a couple other things you'll need. Paper towel and water. Damp paper towels. Just damp. Not dripping, not soaking, just damp. So, we're going to take our paddle here and coat her good in some glue. And run her along that bad seam. Coat her real nice. Now the nice thing about, Joe asked if I was going to use hide glue. I wanted to use hide glue. It would be almost impossible to film using hide glue because you have to actually warm the wood. You got to keep the glue hot. You got to warm the wood up. You got to get the glue on really fast, and then you've got to get it clamped because hide glue does not have much of a shelf life. It really, really doesn't. Now, we have done this repair once before with hide glue and it didn't hold, and it's back in for another. So, it's probably best that Joe decided. It's his shop. I do what he says. Very, very seldom do I give him flack on my opinion. He's a good man, and he knows a lot more about this stuff than I do. And here we go. She's all coated. Set these aside. Pull the wedge. Wipe the excess glue off the wedge if there is any on there. Give a little press down here. We're going to get the squeeze out, the majority of it off. And just a couple of swipes. Now, it's very, very easy to get the whole instrument coated with glue. I mean, seriously, it's like it can happen so easily. It's like I got to drop a glue up here. You got to make sure you get that off now. If not, it'll take the finish off. And another shot of water. And like I said, The Tight Bond Elmer style glue is very forgiving. Now it's time for clamps. Go one right about here in the center. Still needs opened up. Go one right about here in the center, between right where I should separate it. We got to make sure that this lines up. Sometimes you got to push them in a little bit. We got a good squeeze out. You got to look at this, see where it lines up, and line it up with the varnish line. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'll use my thumb. Oh, this needs opened even more. This is now then I'm going to push this in so she's at the varnish line and tighten her up. Get her snugged up. Push her in, tighten her up. Alright. You got paper towels. Damp paper towels. And check alignment, but make sure these are lining up right. And there you go, from a 1/32 size violin all the way up to a full-size bass. This is a 3/4 bass, which is standard concert. Get down here so you can see me. This is a standard concert size bass. And that's how you fix those seams when the ribs separate from the top. That's how you fix those seams, is right there. When you're using hide glue, you got to work a lot faster. And you got to preheat your wood. And now I've got to take a straw and get that excess glue out of the bottom.